EC press conference today at 4:30 p.m. That's the big story. The Election Commission press conference. The poll dates are going to be announced for 4 states and for 1 union territory. That's the big announcement and the big breaking story we're getting you on India Today. Poulomi Saha breaks the story on India Today. Poulomi, 4:30 p.m. All eyes will be on it. All the dates and very crucial ones for 4 states and 1 union territory to be announced. All right, Poulomi will be joining us in just about a bit for all the very latest details, but this is a very crucial announcement. We'll get you the live updates as we go along the way. 4:30 p.m. to watch out for. Election Commission press conference is going to take place today. That is the breaking news coming in. It's a very crucial briefing by the Election Commission. The poll dates of 4 states that are going into polls and 1 union territory which is going into polls as well is going to be announced. We will continue getting you all the more details as we go along the way, but this is the big story that is coming in at the moment ahead of the assembly elections. This big announcement is going to be the one to watch out for. The dates are going to be announced and decided. A crucial Election Commission briefing today at 4:30 p.m. 4 states that are going into election, 1 union territory going into election, and the poll dates are going to be announced this evening. Kumar Kunal is getting us the details. Kumar, very crucial announcement coming in. 4:30 p.m. is when the entire nation will be watching to see what the Election Commission has in store. The crucial announcement for 4 states that are going into election and 1 union territory going into elections as well. Over to you, Kumar.
Yeah, Chaiti, and quite politically significant elections these are, especially in West Bengal. And that's why all the eyes would be on the Election Commission announcement at 4:30 at Vigyan Bhavan. And believe me, the political temperature is already high, and you know that how many political rallies are going on all around West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, even in Pondicherry and Assam. So all these states are quite politically significant. Even next year there are a few elections like Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab. So before that, these elections have quite a significance, and hence Election Commission has already prepared a blueprint for conducting these elections, and they will conduct the election in all probability. What we are learning from our sources that from April the elections will convene in several phases, since West Bengal, especially West Bengal, is quite politically sensitive. Even there are certain news that political violence has already erupted, and there are every precautions being taken by Election Commission of India. So these elections will be held in several phases. So as of now, what we are getting from Election Commission of India, that at 4:30 they are going to announce the dates and in how many phases they will conduct the election in all these 4 states and 1 union territory of Pondicherry. So it's obviously important from political point of view, but even from the arrangement point of view, Election Commission of India has to tell that how they will ensure a peaceful election, especially in the state of West Bengal, which is quite politically sensitive.
Cross straight to Indrajit Kundu, who's also joining us. Indrajit, you know, the arrangements will have to be made for peaceful election, especially in the light of what is going on between the BJP and TMC in the state of West Bengal.
Well, absolutely. It's very, very crucial. All eyes and an entire focus seem to be on West Bengal at this point in time. It is the most high-profile election amongst all the states that's going into the polls this year, be it Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Assam, Puducherry and West Bengal. And even before the election dates are announced, in fact, Chaiti, for about the last 4 to 5 months, we have been seeing a high-pitched campaign specifically by the BJP and, of course, the Trinamool Congress. It's going to be very, very crucial. And the most important aspect of the decision that the Election Commission takes would be in how many phases will the elections in West Bengal be conducted. Because last time, if I remember correctly, it was conducted in 7 phases. Whether it will be more than 7 phases, that will be a record for the state, because the concern, of course, is law and order situation and political violence. And we've seen how in the run-up to the elections, each and every election, we see quite a lot of political violence happening across the state. And with both sides trading charges, the BJP claims that they are under assault and attack by the state government and the ruling Trinamool Congress. The Trinamool claims that it's vendetta politics on part of the BJP. So,
and speaking about phases as well, let's go straight across to Akshaya Nath, who's joining us from Chennai. Akshaya, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, we do remember that unanimously the parties wanted a single-phase election. What's the expectation at the moment? Expectation riding very high from the Election Commission. Crucial press conference to watch out for whether or not there will be a single-phase election or not in the state of Tamil Nadu. Akshaya.
Well, yes, Chaiti, in the state of Tamil Nadu, all the political parties had given a representation stating that the election be conducted in a single phase, just like how it happens every year. And I mean, once in 5 years. And also this time around, we're seeing that, the dates is something that might not happen in May is what the speculation is. For instance, AIADMK had asked for an early elections. They'd asked for an elections during the month of April itself. And also the school examination, the 12th board examination schedule is in the month of May. So that announcement is also something that is very keenly looked at as to which will be the date of the election. Previous elections were conducted on May 16th, and this time around will it be happening in April itself is something that we'll have to wait and watch. And apart from that, all the political parties are also very keen on understanding the schedule that will be put forward to them as far as the preparations for the elections are concerned. This time, because of COVID-19 pandemic, the number of booths will be extra. So accordingly, the political parties will also have to plan on keeping the representations in their respective booths as well. So those strategies will be planned soon after this announcement. It is going to be a big day because the AIADMK, DMK, as well as other political parties in the state have been making multiple demands to the Election Commission. Will all of those be addressed is something that we'll have to wait and watch, Chaiti.
Absolutely. Kumar, Kunal, Indrajit, Akshaya all continue to be with us. I want to go across straight again to Indrajit because Indrajit, one of the most hotly contested elections this summer is going to be the West Bengal, especially with the political temperatures rising the manner. We've seen the BJP and TMC battle it out right there in West Bengal. All of them are going to be watching out for what the dates are for the polls and due arrangements to be made to ensure that it is seamless, there is no violence. What are the expectations in terms of how many phases that the political parties are expecting this election to be in?
Well, Chelti, not just political temperatures, in reality, the temperatures are actually soaring here in West Bengal. So that will, of course, also be a challenge for the entire administration to conduct this election at a time when there will be some sort of a heat wave condition as summer, with the onset of summer in Gangetic West Bengal. But yes, there is, of course, this concern as to in how many phases the elections will be conducted in the state, because as I said, if it's 8 phases, that will be a record for the state. And also the Election Commission will keep in mind the movement of security forces, because West Bengal is a very large state. It has 294 assembly constituencies, and the central security forces will have to be moved from North Bengal to South Bengal. Generally, what we have seen in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections is that the elections were first started in North Bengal, and it slowly moved towards Central and South Bengal. Will that policy be followed once again? And how the movement of the security forces are planned by the Election Commission would be very, very crucial. We've seen several rounds of meeting that have taken place already, with Sunil Arora, Chief Election Commissioner, coming to West Bengal with his full team of Deputy Election Commissioners, and they have met with the entire administration of West Bengal. They have called on the Chief Secretary, the Home Secretary, and District Police Superintendents and District Collectors as well. So elaborate stock taking has already taken place over the last few weeks, and the Election Commission has understood the exact ground reality. Of course, the other challenge would be the prevailing COVID scenario, and that in a sense has somehow been managed with the Bihar election that took place recently, and the Election Commission, in a sense, has got a hang of things as to how to go about the situation through the COVID phase. Now things have eased to a greater extent with the vaccination drive underway, and key government officials being already vaccinated, frontline officers. So keeping all these things in mind, the security scenario, the movement of troops, and of course the COVID protocol, the election dates would be announced. We are expecting a gap of at least 4 days between two phases in these elections. That's what we've seen in the 2019 elections as well, at least 4 to 5 days gap. So that means that if the elections are 7 to 8 phases, it will be a long drawn affair. And another
Absolutely,
concern,
and
of
I
course,
also want to, for our viewers' benefit, explain to you which 4 states. So you've got Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, Assam going into polls, Puducherry, 1 union territory going into polls as well. Very crucial announcement. Kumar Kunal is also with us. Kumar, you know, after the pandemic, Bihar was the only assembly elections we saw right in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and one can't say that the COVID pandemic is over. Even these elections, 5 elections, 4 states plus 1 union territory happening in the COVID pandemic. One is expecting the EC to make some announcements with that regard as well, since we're still not out of the pandemic.
Yes, obviously, Chatty, there are 3-4 considerations which will be there in mind of ECI when they are going to announce the poll schedule today. The first and foremost is that after the elections, the examination for boards, especially 10th and 12th, that will take place in May. So all things will be wrapped up before the month of May. That is the main concern. Even the temperature, as Indrajit has rightly pointed it out, that even the temperatures are rising. So how that will be managed? The third, what you pointed out actually, that the COVID protocol is quite important. And as we saw in the Bihar elections, there were 3-phase poll, and all the COVID precautions were taken care of in the Bihar elections. The same protocol would be continued in all these five election bound states and union territory. So all these things will be taken care of, and obviously this is a bigger level election. Earlier, when Bihar election was there, there was just a single state to manage things about. Now there are 4 states and 1 union territory. So it's a bigger, massive scale election, and accordingly, the security arrangements will be a profound importance, and that is why these elections are quite important. As Indrajit was telling, at least 4 to 5 days gap for the movement of security personnel is also required. And even if what we are learning from our sources from ECI, that it would be a 5 to 7 phase elections in West Bengal, what is most likely, and the election will start, the first phase will start in the might start in the first week of April, and it will go till the end of April. So all these things will be taken care of, how the movement of security personnel will take place, how the students will go to examination, how the COVID protocol will be followed up, and not lesser importance to the climatic conditions, the weather conditions, which is getting hotter every day. So all these things will be taken care of, and then ECI will come up with a plan, with a strategy, with a protocol, that how the elections will be convened in all these states and union territory simultaneously.
And what about Tamil Nadu as well? There has been some talk about demands that have been made by the political party to have just 1 phase election, single phase election in Tamil Nadu. What is it that you're picking up from your sources at the moment? Is that even a possibility?
Tamil Nadu is quite what political parties, as you rightly mentioned, that they want a single phase election in Tamil Nadu. But it all depends on how the availability of security personnel are there. Even COVID protocol, keeping too many police personnel in the state at the same time won't be possible. So it might be 2 or 3 phase election, but can't be more than that. But still, the whole schedule will come at 4:30 when the Chief Election Commissioner will address a press conference at 4:30 at Vigyan Bhavan in Delhi. Then all these things will come out clearly. But as we are learning that the largest in the poll duration, as well as the phase, as well as the several phases will be concerned, the Bengal would be the largest. And obviously, we are already witnessing so much of political violence in the state. There are concerns. Every political party have claimed that the opposition party is not helping to create a good environment in the state. So, keeping all those things in mind, the West Bengal election would be most challenging. Even Assam election, if you will consider in that from that point of view, geographically, topographically, even Assam election would be challenging. So all these states, Tamil Nadu, Assam, and most importantly West Bengal, would be on radar. Kerala is of no less importance, but I will say that there might be a single phase election in Kerala and Pondicherry, which is in all likelihood. All things, as I am saying right now, would be cleared at 4:30 p.m. when ECI will
So,
do the announcement.
Kumar, that's a very good perspective coming in. Kumar has explained how perhaps the 4 states are going to pan out and 1 union territory, of which West Bengal is going to be the big one to watch out for, given the kind of political temperatures that are soaring high in West Bengal. I just want to tell our viewers, we have a special coverage plan, 3 p.m. onwards, all the way to 6 p.m.